This is the Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Thursday, November 22nd, 2018. On the weather map this morning, we do have a very broad and slow-moving low-pressure system that's moving in the Pacific Northwest. This is going to bring rounds of precipitation to the region both today and Friday. As we look at our satellite and radar composite this morning, we do have a batch of precipitation that's extending from about Idaho Falls and Rexburg off to the southwest. As we move into the morning hours, you see that initial push of moisture starting to move into the eastern highlands over into the, near Wyoming. But we are looking at another batch of precipitation that's moving up the Magic Valley into the Snake Plain this afternoon into the later morning hours. We are seeing a little bit of light snow or maybe even some pockets of freezing rain in the Snake Plain this morning. That will be very brief. We expect most areas to change over to rain by noontime in the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, with all snow likely up above 5,500 feet today. This is looking at your forecast radar composite by noon. See most of the precipitation starting to move off into the eastern highland communities, and by 3 p.m. we're starting to dry out across much of the region today. As we look at our forecast snowfall amounts for today, generally amounts will be less than an inch, with 2 to 3 inches possible in some of our higher highland communities. High temperatures today, generally in the upper 30s or 40s for highs. And as we go into tonight, this evening, we are expecting a second round of precipitation move in the area. By midnight, most areas will see at least some showers around. Could be a little bit of rain mixed in there in some of our lower elevation communities like Blackfoot, Idaho Falls, Pocatello, Burley, Shoshone. You guys should still see a rain-snow mix by midnight tonight, with all snow above 5,000 feet. By 3 a.m., that push of moisture moves east, and by 6 a.m., we are expecting mainly dry conditions across much of the region again. This is looking at your forecast snowfall totals for the nighttime period tonight. Generally, once again, the Magic Valley, Snake Plain, less than an inch of snow forecast, with generally 1 to 3 inches of snow likely tonight for many areas in the Central Mountains and eastern and southeastern highland communities. Our overnight low temperatures forecast for tonight, looking at temperatures generally in the 20s and low 30s across much of the region. Now, we are expecting a third and much more potent system to come in here on Friday, and this is looking at a forecast precipitation for Friday by noontime, and by 3 p.m. we expect precipitation to overspread much of the area. This graphic is probably overdoing the amount of snowfall that'll actually be around. We do expect our high temperature forecasts to be warm enough to convert a lot of this snow into rain from really around Idaho Falls and Rexburg south across the Snake Plain into Shoshone. But above 5,500 feet will be a different story. We're expecting significant amounts of snow there. By 6 p.m., you see here our computer graphics starting to catch up, starting to show that rain trying to move into the Snake Plain and Magic Valleys. Once again, I do not expect a lot of snowfall amounts tomorrow on Friday in the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. As we look at our high temperature forecast, this is why we're not looking for a whole lot of snowfall in those areas. Generally, temperatures are expected to be around 40 in the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. You see the cooler freezing temperatures are up in the high country. By 9 p.m., we're starting to see drier air starting to work into the region, and by midnight, going into Saturday morning, everything's starting to convert over to showers, and then by overnight, 5 a.m. Saturday, you're seeing a lot of drier air working in the region. This is looking at a 24-hour snowfall total from Friday morning going into the overnight period Friday night, and you're seeing some very heavy snowfall amounts is what we're looking for much of the high country. Very little, if any, across the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. And by the way, it will be windy throughout much of the day, Thursday and Friday. So wherever you do get snow on the ground, you will probably have blowing and drifting snow as well. So that concludes our look at the snowfall. Low temperatures going to Saturday morning, below freezing for temperatures expected everywhere. High temperatures on Saturday, much colder, generally in the 30s for highs. That concludes the briefing, and if you have any questions, comments, please let us know. Thank you.